Okay, so to start, from the last video I did on this, I messed a lot of stuff up with kind of explaining it. So in this video, I kind of want to start with, building it again, because a lot of stuff has changed since then. So to start, I just have this little base here that I'm going to put all my engine components into, and those consist of the crankshaft, which is just two of these little crank pieces and one of these little base ones that you need for every engine. I have this, which is going to connect to my alternator, the starter motor, which is going to connect to this little clutch ring gear out the back, and the top bit here, which consists of the heads and just pipes running out to an engine throttle, and the exhaust just has these little design pieces. They're not really used for anything special. It's just sort of there for looks and aesthetics. So I will start with the engine head, which I can just take off and put right on here. And then I will do the crankshaft. Goes right in there. And this little bit right here is just a flywheel, just to make sure it runs smoothly and it's not accelerating super quickly. So next I want to make sure that these are set to rotate, so that the crankshaft can spin and the engine can turn. Then to add the pistons and the other things, you're going to want to connect these with the little connect tool. Just drag this right down to there, and it has to start from the cylinder down to the crankshaft. You can't do it from the crankshaft up to the cylinder. So I'm just going to do a little test, make sure that spins. Yep, perfect. Next up is going to be the starter, which I kind of placed this wrong, so I got to do that. So the starter just has a little 8-tooth gear on it connected to a little pipe here, and if I turn this on, and make sure to turn your stuff on, I'm just going to set this to G, and I'm going to invert the solenoid so that this extends always, and then whenever I hit G, it'll retract and start up the motor. Next up is the alternator, which is just same thing as the starter, but it has a little what is this called, a pulley here, and that's going to go over here, plop right there. Now I'm going to connect that just like that, and I don't have, actually let me turn that on. I'm going to turn on, if I go to my settings, I can turn on, okay, it's already on, but enable energy consumption. Make sure that if your engine is not connected, like mine isn't right now, make sure that is off. But if you want to use that and kind of use gas and all that, you just want to turn that on and then connect up your engine to, say, a gas tank and a battery so it can power everything. And now once that's done, these need to be turned on and the ignition needs to be turned on. And this should start if I've done everything correctly. You can see. Yep, there we go. Starts right up. And I did forget to set a throttle, but if I hit F now, you can see the RPM builds up, and the engine runs pretty smoothly. Now, I have gotten a lot of comments in my last video about engines that people weren't having them start up. So I think one of the main issues is that the starter is inverted. So if I invert the starter, you can see whenever I crank it, nothing's happening and it's not going to start. If you look here, there's a good way to tell. The RPM is going into the negatives, and if it's going into the negatives, it's not going to start. So if I want it to spin this way and still run, I'm going to go to the part behavior in the base crank or the rear crank, and I'm just going to click invert direction. And what that's going to do is allow it to start in the opposite rotation. So you can see now the RPM is positive, and it's just going to start up just like that. So that's how you make engines. There's a lot more to engines, and more stuff in this new update that I'm very excited about. It's very cool. But I do also have a lot of these engines made. I will be uploading these to the workshop. It's just a bunch of demo engines. You have inline 3s, 4s, all the way up to 6. And they're just kind of modeled off stuff I made, like that over there, that kind of base. And you can easily detach them and move them into your own creations. I don't mind if you use them. They're more of a demo engine, like Danger Sam does. But I also have some other unique ones. I mean, we have the crossplane V8 and the flat plane. This is more, I believe this is more like used in supercars, and this one's more, Mustangs and Camaros and stuff like that. I may be wrong. It may be the other way around, but that's my understanding of them. You have a V10, a V12, and then you have flat engines, which are pretty cool. I like Porsches. They're very cool. You have a flat 4, a flat 6, a flat 8, flat 12, which is in one of the new cars that came out with this. And you have this little interesting engine, which I did need to use part glitching, which I will make a video on that, so that these can go in without colliding. But this one sounds pretty cool. I think it sounds pretty sweet. It has 3 exhausts because I couldn't really connect these on an angle. But yeah, it just functions the same as any other engine. But yeah, those will be on the workshop. Hopefully as soon as this video comes out, because I'm debating on exporting them individually or not. I might just do them in groups, but so yeah, that's how you make engines in the new update. It should be all for now. So yeah, that's it.